wrath, envy, pride, greed, sloth, gluttony, and lust. We're of course talking about the Seven Sins Quartz watch from Core Timepieces. This is a watch that has some pretty stunning visuals, from the crimson dial, the switchblade for hour and minute hand, the blood drop second hand, and instead of showing the day of the week, it shows you what sin to either focus on for the day or to avoid. It also has some pretty hardcore technical specs. With a sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel, and 300 meters of water resistance, this watch is built tough. But let's dive right into it. Welcome to OntheWrist. Core Timepieces was founded by two brothers, Stephen and Karim. They were at a bar getting poor service when they saw their bartender was wearing a Mickey Mouse watch. Nothing against Mickey Mouse, but Stephen turned to his brother and said, "You know what? Forget that guy. I'm going to make my own watch brand, but I'm going to put switchblades for hands." Lo and behold, only a few months later at Art Basel in 2019, they debuted their first watch under the brand Sharp Brothers. They have since rebranded to Core Timepieces, as you can see here, and this is their latest release. This watch was sent to me by Core Timepieces for review, and they've also added a promo code to their website, which will be shown later. I just want to clarify quickly that I have no financial connection to Core Timepieces, and I do not benefit from you using the code. It's just for viewers to get a better deal on this watch if you decide you like it. You can tell right away from the dial that this is not your average watch. This crimson dial is something that I haven't seen on really any other watch, and that paired with the gorgeous detail on the switchblade for the hour and minute hand really gives this a visual punch. It's something that catches your attention immediately and makes you want to look closer to see what's happening. The amount of detail that's on those switchblade hands is just kind of breathtaking. And one thing that is really nice attention to detail is while this is a quartz movement, you do notice there that the second hand hits every 5-second marker without fail. That is something you don't see in a lot of quartz watches and is really nice attention to detail and makes this watch a pleasure to look at. Let's pull up the technical specs on the side there. So this is 42 millimeters in diameter, approximately 15 or 16 millimeters thick, but it's that thick because it is 300 meters of water resistance. That's a lot. At 100 meters you can swim with it, so you could take this watch down deep into the ocean with no fear. This watch is built to last. It has the screw-down crown with a protected crown as well to prevent it from getting damaged, stainless steel case, a sapphire crystal, and a ceramic bezel. Ceramic bezels are interesting because they are scratch resistant more so than steel. The lug width is 22 millimeters, and the movement is a Miyota Japanese quartz movement. And of course, the day of the week tracker actually tracks the 7 sins, where this watch gets its name. One thing to note though, there is no lume on this watch. That might be a deal breaker for some, so it's worth noting. It's shipped in this ballistic nylon travel case, so no nonsense packaging that serves dual purpose. It lets you use it as a carrying case if you ever need it for your watch. On the back of the watch, the Zen prayer, "If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him," is engraved, as you can see there. This is something that holds a lot of meaning to the designer, Stephen, and it's something that, when I look at it, it makes me think, if you meet someone who claims to know everything about anything, you should be wary of them and go the other way. This is a Zen prayer meant to provoke thought. It's not an actual cry to action. But let me know down in the comments below what you think. This watch comes standard on a red and black NATO strap, ballistic nylon. A really great color combination with the black and red, matches the dial nicely, and it matches the ceramic bezel, adds to the sin vibe. One thing I want to note is after wearing this for a few days, it started to fray a little bit. It's not a huge concern because it is just the top layer of this fabric fraying and the actual strength of the strap is not compromised, but it's something to note. This happens with a lot of NATO straps I've noticed, so it's not a huge deal, but it's something to pay attention to. This watch comes in 2 other colors, a gorgeous white dial and also a very interesting metallic dial entitled Heavy Metal. Personally, I think the red dial is the most attractive of the 3. However, the white dial has some very nice contrast with the text onto the dial itself and having the blood red second hand stand out so nicely. Let's get a few shots on the wrist. Here we have it on my 7¼ inch wrist. Fits very comfortably. It has a great wrist presence and it's not too dominating of the space. It fills it up nicely, but it's not overwhelming. The thickness on the NATO strap isn't so bad. It will definitely not fit under a dress cuff, but I would say this is not your typical dress watch. In fact, this is a go anywhere, do anything kind of watch with the hardcore tech specs and this look. Very comfortable, and I think it will look great on a host of other straps. One thing to note is the strap length. Normally with NATOs, I like to do a tuck under where this strap comes out and goes back under for additional security. The length of the strap on my 7¼ inch wrist lets me just tuck it underneath so it stays neatly out of the way. If you have a larger wrist, it might be a little short, but if you have a shorter wrist, you might be able to do the tuck under. One quality related thing I want to note, if you look up at the C there, it looks like there's a little piece of metal hanging off the brand logo. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there or not. If you look at some of their photos online, they have it, some don't. So that might be one small quality issue with this particular watch, but I don't think it's representative of the whole. MSRP and value. MSRP of this watch is $249. For that, you're getting a ceramic bezel, sapphire crystal, stainless steel case, all on a NATO strap. I think that's a reasonable deal. I think of it compared to the linear watch I reviewed back at the start of this channel, and that had somewhat similar specs and a similar price tag. I think the ceramic bezel at this price point is kind of a steal. You don't see that in a lot of watches, so it makes this watch stand out from a technical standpoint. I think also visually, this watch has a very unique design. Unique is used a lot to describe watches, but I can't help but use it for this watch. I've never seen a watch with this crimson a dial with switch blades for an hour and minute hand. It's on its own playing field as far as uniqueness goes. And also, the day of the week counter being the 7 sins reminds you either to commit the sin of the day or to avoid it, however you want to play that. So from uniqueness, I think this takes the cake. However, with the promo code on the wrist as shown below, you can get 30% off this watch or any of their other timepieces. This is a promo code straight from Core Timepieces. I am not financially affiliated with them in any way, but they offered it as a way that if viewers liked this watch and wanted to buy one, it would give them a discount. With that discount, this watch would be approximately $175, making this watch a really great deal. Or, if you prefer an automatic version of this watch, you can check out their 7 Sins automatic version, or you could also check out their Fury series, which has flames for hands and comes in a variety of different colors. Some closing thoughts. Overall, I think this watch has a lot to offer. It has some hardcore specs with the ceramic bezel, stainless steel case, sapphire crystal. It has some very nice attention to detail with the seconds hand matching up with the 5-second indices, the switchblade hands, crimson dial, and overall design aesthetic. There is the two minor quality things with that logo there and the strap fraying a little bit. But overall, I think this watch has some unique value. I think the visual aspect of this watch is what captures my attention most, and that's what makes me want to wear it. The fact that it stands out, it's unique, it's unlike anything else in my collection. It's just cool, and the price point is very reasonable. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think this is a good price point for this watch? Is the no lume a deal breaker? Or do you also love the crazy design aesthetic they've gone for with the switchblade and the blood drop second hand? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's all from me today. This has been On The Wrist. Thank you for watching.